Hi Gemini, what's going on? We are here with your reading. What do you need to know for June? The first card that we have out is Page of Swords and Page of Wands. Checking out something that you might be interested in doing. This feels a bit like I want to know about this before I take any steps further. So from a place of like checking this out, of getting more information, I feel like mostly just getting more information about what this is, if you really want to do that sort of thing. So seeing like, what do I think about this? I feel like you're keeping your distance a bit, like maybe not physically approaching this until you, meaning like maybe not making decisions or anything like that until you get to know more about like what this is, what that's gonna look like, what does that mean, do I really like think that I'm gonna like this, that type of thing. So you can feel sort of like you're in research mode right now, or like figuring out mode or understanding mode, that type of thing. This can be too like you're chatting about it with someone, just all the ways that help you to analyze something. Okay. I feel a little bit of an independent streak here, Gemini, for the month of June. You may want to do something, but it could also at the same time be something that feels a little bit difficult. Not that that would deter you for any reason, but it may be something where you're like, I'm really going to have to be on board if I do this. So that can be part of what you're trying to figure out during the month of June. Like, is that something that I really want? Something that I'm really interested in. Something that I could like keep that fire for this thing if I do go this way. Some anxiety about it. The part about this being like testing you in some way, being challenging in some way, like taking courage from you. There can be a part of you that's like handling that by getting kind of stuck mentally. Like that's sort of what's happening based off of this. But I feel too like it's an opportunity to move through a situation that's maybe bringing that type of stuff up for you and work yourself through it to really be able to get to the heart of it, to really be able to see this clearly and to understand yourself clearly and your thoughts surrounding it, like that type of thing. And to find strength within that. Okay. This Page of Wands is looking a bit like a new track potentially that you would be on. I'm seeing for some reason, I'm seeing 8 of Cups and I'm seeing 4 of Cups, and this is feeling like there's something going on here. The 8 of Cups is you being in a situation where you look at this and you're like, cups are supposed to hold water, right? Water meaning emotions, feelings, that type of thing. And so when you see these cups like unable to really hold anything anymore, you know that from a point of you trying to connect with something, you're not going to be able to do that within this situation. However, when these cups weren't broken, you could have found something to be fulfilling. You could have found something to be satisfying. But this is saying like that's not really happening anymore because for some reason these cups can't hold that. Like there is something that they're not functioning the way that they would normally. But you can feel for some reason like you're still trying to go back in there and get something, but you're not going to get something from it. Because 4 of Cups, this 4 of Cups feels like I'm going back into this. I'm not feeling satisfied. I'm trying to go back into this, but then I'm still not feeling fulfilled because I'm like looking in the wrong place. It's like that type of thing. But the reason why you would be looking in this place is because you used to be able to get something from it, but you could feel like that's not happening anymore. And so like you're gonna go through a phase of acceptance, essentially, if you're willing to, that like I can keep going there. It's like you buried treasure there and or somebody did, and you dug it up and you did find it at some point, but now like none of that is left anymore. You keep going back looking for that, but nothing is coming up. And then it's still leaving you in this place where you're like empty-handed, like, oh, I didn't find it there. I keep going back and I'm not finding it there. I keep going back and not finding it there. And it feels like this is something that's becoming cyclical. Maybe something that you're realizing now. Like I'm looking for something here. And I'm, again, like trying to go back into this, but not really finding that. Like there's nothing to connect to anymore. I was seeing the Ace of Cups wanting to come out, and this feels like in moving forward, like that's where connection is going to be, like not back in the past of whatever this was. So what are you going to invest in now? But there can also be a part of you that's like, it's like you've been looking for food or looking for some type of fuel, but this is like an internal type of fuel thing. So you've been looking for fuel, and the places that you were looking, you weren't finding it there. And so you're going to have to sort of go look somewhere else. But there can be a part of you that, for some reason, there's like a resistance to doing that. But you may just be sort of getting in your own way mentally. See, it's like the way out is going to be this way. Getting deja vu. This is the past, this is present, this is future, okay? If you keep going back into this, you're gonna keep going back, but it's not gonna be a successful mission. You're not gonna find what you're looking for, as far as what you're trying to accomplish anyway. So you keep going back, you're not finding the fuel there that you need. So you're going to find that if you keep doing that, you're still going to stay in this spot. So it feels like I'm going to stay like this if I keep doing this same thing. So this is the only way out. You need to move forward, but that means investing in something else. You're investing in this empty thing. We're just saying empty, like, to just make it simple, okay? That's not to say you're not getting nothing from this, but you can not be getting mainly what you're looking for. So you're going to have to go this way, but like this is the way out. And it means that you're going to have to change your like attention over to this. It may not feel easy to do that though for some reason. I feel like you're going to meet yourself here by doing this. Because I'm seeing something that you've been doing, something that there like was an interest in being there, but you can be like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. So it looks like there's a track that you've been on that you could be walking and being like, I don't know if I want to walk on this anymore. Maybe I want to go on a different track. Maybe I want to change lanes. Having strength and having Seven of Pentacles, this is about needing to nurture yourself, like needing to do the thing that you need and to invest in yourself and to honor yourself as well as what this feels like. I think that you're going to branch out on your own, but you can feel very uncomfortable with the idea of that. This is like so classic. It makes so much sense why this energy would be here. I feel like if you really are paying attention to what's going on and tuning into what's going on, it makes sense why like this is leading to that and then that is leading to this. I'm seeing we have 8 of Swords up here, and then we have the Fool down here. And so the Fool is you when you're like dropping into your body and what you're feeling, and the Fool is like asking this thing of you of if if you are willing to be brave here, if you're willing to show up, we're going to need you to take this leap of faith. Like, you're going to have to jump off of this branch. And so you're going to have to like disconnect with what you had known before in a way, to then be caught in the arms of like the airwaves and where that is going to take you. But having this Eight of Swords be above it, it's like you need to jump into the pool, or you need to like jump off the branch, or jump out of the plane, or like jump into your life, you know, this next chapter. But having this Eight of Swords above your head, I feel like it's like all of the thoughts that are keeping you from doing that. Like, what if you jump off and you forget how to fly? What if you don't know what you're doing? What if you're not experienced enough? What if this doesn't work out for you? But it's like trying to turn around and go backwards to something that you already know isn't working. And so like the only way to go is forward. So like you're gonna have to jump off regardless, but you may be in a spot where you're not telling yourself that yet. Like maybe you're not ready to tell yourself that. But you know that this is the way. And you know that when you take this leap of faith, like when you jump, you're going to be like, wow, like this was the truth. Like I was meant to go forward with this. But I'm still seeing a bit of a resistance here because of still like maybe not accepting that you're not going to find what you were looking for in that old spot that you were going to for that. But you know already that you're not going to find... like you're not going to be able to find the fuel in that old spot anymore. And so it's about like turning around and moving forward and investing in something new, investing in something different. So this can mean that instead of like taking what I have, the energy that I have now, and traveling to that old spot or seeking from that old spot, I'm going to take the energy I have now and seek elsewhere and see if that works. Having the Fool is like, you don't know where it's going to be yet. You just know that it's time for you to go off and explore because you're not going to find it there anymore. And you've already made moves like this within your life too. Like this is something that like you know how this works already, and you know that feeling of when something isn't working anymore. You know that feeling of when like you're trying to get something and you're not able to pull from it any longer. That's the indication, that's the cue that like this isn't it anymore, to keep moving. So I'm not seeing you look at a situation and look at it and be like, I'm just gonna jump ship, or I'm gonna abandon this, or I'm gonna flee, or I'm gonna run away. It's not like that. What I'm seeing is that like you are legitimately not finding what you're looking for there. And so this isn't you abandoning something that you can still be pulling from. This is you accepting that you're not going to pull from this anymore and to keep moving. And it feels like that is becoming more and more clear to you, but I think it's going to be most clear to you when you actually do this, when you're actually like do what needs to be done in order for you to start pushing forward, to start moving forward, and to take that chance, even though there can be a lot of mental reasons why you feel hesitant to do that, and you're feeling stuck because of that, and are feeling stuck because of that. I do feel like this is also leading to a breakthrough for you, because I feel like you've been looking for answers. Having Page of Swords above Eight of Cups is looking into something and being like, from a bird's eye view, really looking at a situation, really looking at this location and being like, is there definitely like no fuel that I'm gonna find there? Am I missing anything? Or is it really like all empty? And I feel like you're really looking at it and being like, yeah, I'm not gonna find anything there. I'm not gonna be able to pull from that. And that's why I haven't been feeling motivated to be on this path, because it's not energy. It's like when you're on a path that's right for you, it is like self-fueling. And so you can keep like zooming around on the path and exploring and doing your thing, but you're running out of gas because it's not properly fueling you. Like it's not properly like incentivizing, like there's no proper like internal motivation here, because there's a lack of resonance now. So this thing where you're like, these these aspects that need to be like connected with, it's like there's not a plug-in for those in this situation. And so that's why you're having a hard time feeling motivated to stay on this track, because there isn't the type of fuel that would be needed to stay on this track, because it's not resonating, because it's not the right one. Not for right now anyway. That's not to say that it wasn't when it first started, but now at this point it's like it's run dry. And having strength and having Seven of Pentacles feels like needing to put yourself in the front and do what you need to do here for yourself. Because it's going to like bring your attention back onto yourself and what you need, and to invest more in you here. And also, it's not just like investing in yourself in any type of selfish way. This is also an honoring of this situation for what it is. That doesn't mean that that spot is wrong for not being able to like fuel you anymore. It means that it's just not compatible in that way with you anymore. So it's like in honoring and recognizing that like that's not compatible with where you are currently. And even though there can be a lot of feelings of challenge, a lot of feelings of difficulty in the month of June for like really deciding to take this leap of faith, like you know that is the truth for you. And you know that's where you're going to get this breakthrough, where what you had been looking for, you weren't finding in that old spot. You're going to have the breakthrough of connecting with this elsewhere. Like this is really going to put you in a space where I feel too like you've been going through this and figuring things out, and it may have felt like confusing, or it may have felt blurry, or it may have felt like it wasn't straightforward, or could have felt like things were not like very crisply clear. But what I'm seeing is that you're going to get that crisp clarity when you take this leap of faith, like when you move forward and trust yourself to do this. But the Fool can be a very uncomfortable position, because it's about like, again, having to take that leap of faith, which is uncomfortable. It means like I'm separating myself from what I was standing on before, from what was feeling comforting for me, from what was feeling familiar. It's like this like leaving the nest type of energy for whatever situation this is for you, but going in a way that I feel like it's getting more clear to you that that's the direction that you're being called in, but you're going to be very, very sure of this. You're going to gain that like absolute epiphany about this in the month of June. I feel like you're going to be joining something else. I wasn't expecting this part of things, but I feel like you actually know where you want to go, because I feel like if you do take this leap of faith, it looks like there are others that you're going to be connecting with. So I'm not seeing that you're going to be alone. It looks like you're actually, this is feeling like going home. This, when I say that, this can mean like maybe there's a group of people that you're going to be joining, or maybe there's like soul family that you're going to be connecting with, or maybe there's a person, but this feels like not just a person. This is feeling kind of like a network a bit to me. But this is going to be something where you'd feel a sense of belonging here. That's what you're moving towards. This can mean too that there are going to be connections that you develop, like multiple connections that you develop that you're moving towards as well. That's what this is bringing you towards. I do want to say this in the beginning. What I'm seeing is that you were working out, like looking into a situation and being like, I want to be absolutely sure that nothing is here before I move forward. And I feel like this is just confirmation that that is what's being indicated here. you've looked at this as much as you could. There's like nothing more to be found, but all of that, that you're sort of, I feel like things are falling into place where there's a more like conceptual, I don't feel like that's the right word. There's a more just clear understanding of things and their place and what's been going on and why you've been feeling what you've been feeling, like all of that, what this is for you, and now a clear understanding of what the guidance is as well and what you will be moving towards. Because I do feel like now there's an incentive to move forward, because you could feel like without this, you're just like looking off into the void and being like, I don't know what's going to happen when I jump off of this. But I feel like this is reinforcing like you being shown that like you're going to join something. That is where you're going towards. And this shows there are going to be connections involved in this. So if you really look at the card, the way that this is coming off is that like you're going to like, yeah, you're going to join something. And this is somewhere where you're going to feel seen. It's going to feel like home. That's the vibe that I get again. And I think that there are also going to be multiple energies too. Because it's not like you're moving towards the Two of Cups, like you're moving towards the Three. So this is going to be multiple connections that you're going to be making. But it's going to, again, feels like a network of something that you'll be connecting with. So before you could have, without seeing that, you could have been like, I don't know what I'm jumping to, and I'm seeing there be something. But you see too, it's interesting how they're all of the images here are kind of blacked out, like when you're too far away from something and you can't make it out yet. And I feel sort of like it's a silhouette. That's what these are feeling like. And when you get closer to it, you're going to be able to see like the specific characters that are there. So you sort of know in general that that's where you're going, but you don't know specifics about it. That's what I'm seeing. But these things are going to be clarified for you. This is going to feel like a natural next step to your journey as well. This is the door that's opening for you now. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.